Okay, guys, here we are, week 6. It's matchup preview time. I've had some time to calm down, let some of the hatred go a little bit from the last video. It's time to relax, have some fun, and predict these matchups. So here we go. We're going to start out with Dude Where's Lamar? A very sharp, clever reference to Dude Where's My Car? Versus the Spicy Junior, which sounds like a Wendy's sandwich. We got Roethlisberger at home against Cleveland, against Lamar Jackson at Philly. Could go either way. Unfortunately for Tony, and I say that unfortunately for him, it looks like Julio Jones is probably going to sit out, which means Tony might be facing Chase Claypool, who is basically the Steelers' only ownable wide receiver at this point. Tony's got some tough matchups with Davante Adams against Tampa Bay, Kareem Hunt at Pittsburgh, James Conner against Cleveland, even Ingram against Washington's not a great matchup. David Johnson he can make any matchup look bad, but especially at Tennessee. But we're at a point in the season where you just got to play what you got. Matchups be damned. If you can field the roster, you got to play it. On my side of things, I've got some considerably easier matchups. James Robinson against Detroit, Alexander Mattison or Dalvin Cook at home against the Falcons. Chris Godwin playing the Packers Swiss cheese secondary. So, normally I would predict myself to win this one easily. But I've lost 2 weeks in a row to two teams that were in last place when I played against them. So I don't know. I guess I'm just destined to lose against the shitty teams, and I'll contend against the good teams. So Tony falls into the shitty team category. So I'm going to go ahead and predict Tony Jr. gets the win. Bold prediction in this one is some guy on Tony's team that has no business going off will go off. Like, I don't know, the Kansas City D will put up 26 points, or Robbie Gould will throw 2 touchdowns on trick plays. Something crazy and absolute bullshit is going to happen that's going to lead to Tony getting the win. So there you go. Fantasy football sucks, and that's just where I'm at right now. So now we got cheat code versus your deepest fantasy. But you know what? Let's save you to the end, Steve, like I always do. We have a great matchup, one of the best team league names I've ever seen. Tony's Hairy Pussycats. Oh, my goodness. Against Aaron, the whatever he says. So, Jason should win this one by team name alone. I mean, that should be like spotting him 20 or 30 points with that team name. Unfortunately, his players actually have to play. And I think Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry have great matchups. Beyond that, don't really love anything on Jason's side. Now, on Senior's side, Aaron Rodgers with his first actual defense that he'll be playing all season. I don't know how to call it because we haven't seen Rodgers play a good defense yet. So, Tampa Bay could turn into a shootout. So, Rodgers, fire him up. He's going to do just fine. A.J. Brown looked fantastic in his return. Great matchup with Houston that can't cover outside receivers. Terry McLaurin in a bit of a tougher matchup than you might think. The Giants have done a great job limiting passing from the other teams, but McLaurin has proven to be pretty matchup proof. Travis Kelce at Buffalo. This could be one of the games Kelce gets shut down. Buffalo does a great job against opposing tight ends, but obviously you're playing Kelce. Bold prediction in this one. The Baltimore D goes for about 2 points because they put up 26 last week. And Senior's not playing me, so they'll go back to being, meh. That's how it'll go. So the winner of this game, I'd love to predict Jason for the win, but I just can't do it. He's missing too many guys this week. Senior's getting the W. So Jason will be 4-2. Fine. Unleash the Tua versus Black Tuna. So Jared versus John, a battle of the big J's. Man, I really love Matt Stafford at Jacksonville. I think that's a great matchup, and I think Stafford's going to shred in that matchup. Zach Ertz is droppable at this point. He's a terrible tight end. He's no better than any other streamer out there. And he's playing the Ravens, so no, don't like that. Miles Sanders smashed the Steelers last week. That is the toughest running back matchup there is. So Miles Sanders is a matchup-proof RB1 play moving forward. It's an interesting choice of John to put in the Philly defense against Baltimore. You can't do that, man. I know you love Philly, but no, don't do that. So on Jared's side of things, Mahomes and Tyreek at Buffalo could be a shootout. I like Mahomes, and obviously in any matchup. Interesting playing Drake and Edmonds against the Cowgirls, but I dig it, man. I think that could play out. That could work for you. So Jonnu Smith obviously has been an animal, and I like Damian Harris. Seems like he's taken over the early down work for the Patriots. We're going to go bold here on the bold prediction, and I'm going to say neither one of these teams tops 80 points. Neither one of you are. Somebody's going to get a win that doesn't deserve it. Who's going to get that win? John. Because John always wins the games he doesn't deserve to win. So Vetri will get this W somehow, some way. Now, Cobra Kyler Joe versus Old Dick Horns Reese. And Reese is in shambles. He's no Josh Jacobs, no Michael Thomas still. Great trade, by the way. No Lat Murray to come in and bail him out with 2 1-yard touchdowns this week. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is in danger of losing his starting job to Lev Bell if he signs there. Man, Reese is in trouble. I don't think I've seen a fantasy lineup with Devonta Freeman and Frank Gore in it since like 2013. I mean, what are we doing here? This is awful. Just an awful job of management from Reese. Completely poor. Reese does have the best defensive matchup of the week, though, with the Bears at Carolina. After watching how they got after Tom Brady and the Bucs, I'd be scared to death if I were the Carolina Panthers right now. On Joe's side of things, might have the best quarterback matchup of the week. Kyler Murray at Dallas, who can't stop anybody. Love me some Kenny Golladay at Jacksonville. Amari Cooper's a big fat pile of trash. You all know it. And now with Andy Dalton in there, I mean, I guess you could play him as a flex play, but yuck. This is the beginning of Joe's descent back to mediocrity as well. Melvin Gordon with a DUI may or may not play. Honestly, it doesn't really matter because he's at New England. Aaron Jones, this is the week everybody stops talking about him as an automatic top 3 back because the Bucs are going to shut him down. New England's D is a great defense. So thank you, Jared, for gifting the first place team in our league, the New England defense, you doofus. So bold prediction in this one, Reese is held under 70. Joe gets the win with about 95 points. My bold prediction, Reese under 70 points. And let's go bold beyond that too. Clyde Edwards-Helaire does not hit 10 points. He won't. I mean, why would they be interested in Le'Veon Bell if they like Todd? If they like CEH. Come on. I almost confused Todd Gurley with CEH. That's how bad CEH is. But you know what the real difference is between them is Todd Gurley gets into the end zone. Now, Steve versus Justin. Justin rolling out the husk of Odell. Justin basically has a team full of guys he should have sold high on after he scored $178 2 weeks ago. And Justin's not good enough at fantasy to realize he should have sold high on most of these guys. Joe Mixon's going to be a nothing at New England. I mean, you'll be lucky to get 8 or 9 points out of him there. Mostert against the Rams, that's ugly. Aaron Donald obviously just stuffing the run on the interior. Fant is a 50-50 to play. He might play, he might not. If he doesn't play, there is nothing out there at tight end. Trust me, I've looked. Jason Sanders. I mean, we're point chasing at kicker now. Is that what we're doing? Jesus Christ, Justin, you are awful at this. How did you score 178 points? That's just, that's like the story of the autistic kid that got a perfect SAT score. You just lucked out. I guess if you put enough monkeys in a room with typewriters, you get Shakespeare. So that's basically what happened that week. And now from now on, you're just a monkey in front of a typewriter. Now, on Steve's side of things, good luck, Steve. Bold prediction, Justin wins. That's it. All right, matchup previews done for this week. Think of